Hello and welcome. Today is the 24th day of July 2019. My name is Derek. Like always, all bets, trades, and of the like within each his own risk and their own reward. I want to go over this comment from Euros, probably maybe pronouncing it incorrect, but as far as the comment goes, I'd like to see your follow up on strategies from last year. You're up three quarters Bitcoin last April into the spreadsheet 15 alts average strategy. Down to point 17 Bitcoin. Not to worry, gonna hold, but wish to hear your follow up. I'm having a hard time understanding how a market can fall that much. I calculated, well, if I take 0.75 divided by 17, that's 4.4x. And a lot of the altcoins, like Litecoin has done pretty much the best, at least the ones that I look at since then, down like 50% since April of 2018. A lot of other coins are down 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And there's some that are doing much worse. Like just even, I'm just quickly going to take a look at like OKBTC. Some of these coins have gotten hit really, really hard, and they're showing their higher risks. And this point, and even not really, actually, not even this one, no, because it was at 1,700, now it's at 450. That's a 4x decline. And back to Bitcoin. The last time I actually used fiat currency to buy Bitcoin would have been down in here. Since that point, I have about I mean, for the first time in a long time, I'm under 10 times higher. And I've pretty much always been 10 times higher since, well, nicely above in here. And I got 3 times less crypto. That's taking my cryptocurrency and its value in BTC. How many BTC? They're all net worth. Yeah, I'm worth 3 times less here. And a lot of people have been taking the fall. So I'm uh, up a little over 10 times right now. Probably 10.2 times since in here, and down like 2.8 times, maybe 2.9 times since in here. But from this point, I've moved some of it into, I've just given it to my parents as some money. I have turned it into other real assets, crypto, or not cryptos, precious metals, and so many other things along the way. That one of the things I wonder is, statistically speaking, if I never withdrew a single Bitcoin at all, how much I would have. But yeah, again, I just having a hard time understanding. But my suggestion is always just stick with it. I'm hoping that you got the mathematics to it down pat, and um, mathematically, as it's set up, if you're buying low, selling high, the ownership you have of each coin, on average, should be going higher. But within the strategy, if you have coins go down 5 times, and you're getting 50%, 70%, even twice as many coins back, you're still losing. And that is part of the risk reward within the game. As I've stated, it's all about finding coins long term that you deem as ones that are going to be winners. And if they are, and you go through some drops, then those are going to be times where you can accumulate different coins and so on and so forth. Now, one of the other places my coins went to, an unfortunate level, was they were stolen from me. Part of the Cryptopia hack. I'm even hearing things possibly like everything on Cryptopia was set up inside job kind of stuff. And there was a lot of people that lost significant amounts, myself being one. There's a lot of people who lost a lot more than I did, and even in worse cases, a much higher percentage of their bankroll. And I was able to get some screenshots of my balance once it was available to me, but I'm going to show you what I owned and what I wasn't able to get back. So I don't have Bitcoin, Green, Cardano, Dash, DGB, Doji, ETN. I blanked those out because I sold them. Or Dogecoin, I moved off the exchange because the wallets became available. When these colors were looking in this shape, this color meant the wallets were offline. And the only wallets ever opened was Bitcoin. Now Bitcoin, they took about 12% of that, and I didn't have much in there, 0.038. That was just to be buying XBY. That's all that purpose of Bitcoin was to do in there. So I had the minimum that I needed in there to do it. But 18 Ethereum Classic, what happened is in January they had the hack incident, and then as we moved into the spring, they would one by one start to open up markets like Cardano and Bitcoin Green and Dash. But when you were selling those coins, you were getting a bad price, 20% or so maybe, lower than what those prices were on other exchanges because you couldn't withdraw the coins like Dash or DGB. You could only sell them onto the exchange into Bitcoin Litecoin or Doji, which you could then take off the exchange. So I was able to take everything that I could off, which means everything in the white I was able to sell and then get off the exchange. The Bitcoin, again, I got 80, almost 90% of this number. And then scrolling down for other coins, Horizon or the Zen coin, I had about the same amount as I did in ETC, about 18 and change, over 100 Komodo, and then the Litecoin. I had 33 of them on there when the time of the hack occurred. And they took about 42% of them, which meant they got like 14 of them. I got a good number, 12, 13, like 13, 14 of them. They turned them into what they call a Cotopia loss maker, CLM. So whether if I'm able to get that back, I'm going to get the value of 42% of these coins based on what they were worth on January the 14th in whatever currency they put it in. But I'm expecting the worst, hoping for the best. And again, it seems as if I don't know what's going to end up happening because well, they're going to be using a lot of these coins. Like these coins, when you figure how many they had quite a few. Now going on, I also had NEM, which was sold. I had 11,500 no limit 2 coins. They were never back on. I think Measy Go was back on, so I'm just going to presume that it was. Raven coin I sold, Red coin I sold. I was unable to sell Smart Cash. Stratus I sold. I can't remember about Token Pay. I think that I didn't sell it. Upfiring I was able to sold. Verge I had no choice but to hang on to my 11,385 of them, but wasn't able to get them. And I did own close to 200,000 XBY at the time when everything went down. The good value was a four-figure sum when it was between a 1 to 2 cent coin at the time. But when you if you don't hold it, you don't own it. And every single moment that I had up to this point, I was able to sell it, move them for the most part, move them on and off exchanges and such. But then all it takes is one moment, and then they're gone forever. And that one moment, of course, occurred on January the 14th this year. So I got no choice but to write those off. And what else can you do? Again, I was able to withdraw everything that I could at that time. I was fortunate enough that the last withdrawal I made was everything that I could. Uh, 24 hours or so before it was completely shut down. But with that being said, that's why today I ensure that as minimal as I can is on exchanges. Even though I trust Binance is going to be fine, I trust myself holding the keys, and I would rather hold it. And obviously, I was trading the Litecoin exchange. That's why I had a lot of Litecoin on there. But I'm trading the Litecoin exchange today with Lite 10 coins. I don't need them on exchanges to do it. I actually deposited zero point 0.7 Litecoin earlier this afternoon. Unfortunately, it's not working out right now. So take a look at this on first the weekly time frame, then the daily. Oh, it looks nice, but on the 1 minute, this wait a second here. Yeah, that's right. This happened here. 5:44 p.m. Down she goes. It was doing pretty good. Maybe I'll come back. I want to sell this to Bytron. On its 15-minute, it looks like this. And on the daily, well, it's been down a lot from the highs at the start of the year. 800 down to 241, but I'm talking about now. And the cross I'm talking about is Litecoin versus Tron. And it looks like this on the daily, and it's working out fine, I suppose. It's getting close. 15-minute term time frame. Yeah, it's not too bad right now. I got this line in this area here. I most certainly be happy with 40.50 or 40.44. I could even make the trade now and be done with it for this point. But we'll wait and see how it goes. And when I'm ready to go, I'll sell. So, yeah, now as far as how I'm playing it, and this is really woo-woo stuff, but how I'm interpreting what Samantha Jane has been saying the past few days and weeks into today. So I'll just go over that. If you've been watching Samantha Jane, you're going to be familiar with a lot of the stuff that she has been saying. And if not, you can go ahead and check her out, and I'll talk about some of the things, the key ones that have been right now. With the first one being Bitcoin ending the month of July up 10,750 June close. All August, huge, huge, huge altcoin rally, which really supposed to start at the end of July, but a continuous August month of market moves and big time, like 10x plus moves galore against the dollar. And may go into September as far as these moves, but basically looking at one of these types of things. Don't know how high, don't know how low after, but big time up, big time down, lots of volatility. That's what I want is big volatility. So end of September, a huge flash crash was even being stated on a video uploaded today. And really overall, a net autumn decline. So it really does sound 2017-ish autumn-like, as it was a very bear market then. And the prices in 1 year to be very good. So it almost sounds like we're going to have like a correctionary phase, like a September, October, maybe into November, even into December correctionary phase, and then just have a very good run for maybe another more weeks or months thereafter that as we move into 2020. And when it comes down to it, for me, I don't usually ever make bets on a short-term prediction, like ever. And I'm not going to be really doing that again here. Although I'll be changing it based on where I think the moves are going to go. As I'll be talking about the opposite of my short selling, which is short selling means not selling much at all. So the opposite might be long selling, and these are the terms I use, which means aggressive selling. Talk about that as far as the fall decline. And if the things don't happen in Bitcoin, maybe Bitcoin does nothing of that matter. And even on a bullish level, it does nothing on it. Meaning we come down here and we don't even start to retest these levels into 2020. And maybe altcoins follow suit, even doing worse. That could happen. If that happens, I'm just going to have to adjust to the situation and make my trades and wagers accordingly. But let's just hypothetically assume that it does. And really, for what it's worth, the dartboard rally, where a lot of these coins go up. Theta, which is about 12 cents or 13 cents probably, or 11.8, at least against the US dollar. And if there's going to be spectacular moves, I wouldn't be surprised if this one goes like a buck 50, $2 even. And in those big moves, pretty much with every single coin that I got, for the most part, at least all the top ones anyway, of higher value, if they go up decently, I'm going to be selling them, and it's going to work into two different forms. And they're to the dollar. One, as far as, maybe some gold, some silver, and using cryptos as they're intended to be used. That would be one way. Another one would probably be into TUSD, true US dollar. Move them into my hardware wallet. It'd probably be a 5-figure amount if it works out that well. A nice 5-figure level, but enough also where I'm leaving enough back where if it just keeps going higher, I can just keep on profit taking. And keep on doing that until it's done, with the intention of buying these coins back at a much larger than a 50%, even 60, 62% decline. And at what price point would I want to start selling at? Well, each coin would be different. For Theta, I don't see me really wanting to sell much against the dollar until it gets against the dollar until it gets to that number, $1. And even around buck 25 to buck 50 is where I think it would go. But I'm always going to be adjusting to the message of the market when those times come, as it is anyway. Really, that's part of my job. Of course, I made that part of my job, but yeah, it's what I'll end up doing there. Same thing with all the other coins, and then go from there. And then if I happen to be right in a situation like that, or the person that I listen to, more importantly, and yeah, whether I'm right or wrong, just like I say in my videos, everything you do is your own risk and your own reward. So if she comes in and says that whatever, and you actually put wagers on it like I am, well, I'm going to assume the risk. But if it makes me a lot of coin, then I'm going to take the reward for it as well too, as I should. So yeah, let's just assume a move like that happens. It gets into this area here. If I'm selling a bit here, then I sell a bit here, whatever, and then it goes to the point where we're down in here. Oh, let's start Let's say I sold a buck 40. Well, basically maybe around 55, 60 cents. So I'm going to start buying this one back when it goes here. And then maybe this one back when it goes down here. And it might not go there. If it doesn't, then I got a whole bunch of TUSD just sitting there. And it could go to nothing and I wouldn't not be I wouldn't care less. Well, I would care, but it means a lot in the world. But financially, I'd be totally fine with it because if it's not worth anything, my gold, silver, my crypto sure as heck are. So that's all fine. And the same will be true with these coins against Bitcoin if they go up spectacularly against them. So these coins will be sold for three purposes. One, they're always going to be traded on the ratio. That's what their price is worth in Bitcoin or dollars is irrelevant in ratio trading as far as when you flip them back and forth. But their prices against the dollar in Bitcoin is as far as this because if they go up big against Bitcoin and I start seeing prices enter this upper area of previous resistance and higher, 5x gains and more, 7, 10x gains, at least 5x, but definitely breaking above that, it's going to be sell some for Bitcoin as well. So I'm going to sell some of my holdings for the ratio, some of it against the dollar as it goes up, and some of it against Bitcoin. And I've talked about how Bitcoin is so expensive to take off the wallet. If it gets to the stages where the market prices all go up, and I'm selling Theta, I'm selling Litecoin, I'm selling Go, I'm selling Qtum and Ripple and everything else that I got, or mostly a lot of stuff that I got, at least all the larger holdings, DGB. If I'm selling it for Bitcoin, I'm going to probably accumulate a very good Bitcoin number. That 50,000 Satoshi is nothing. Even if Bitcoin transfers go way up and it's now 100,000 to withdraw on exchanges, I'm still going to be like, yeah, might as well, still profitable. Because I realize that if they end up going straight up, and it's not hard to determine when coins are well extended above the 18 and have had several legs above it. And when it's ready to go, it's going to go. Maybe it went here. No, it didn't. Maybe it's going to go here. No, it didn't. Maybe it will here. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. But at some point, it will. At least I'm confident enough that it's not game over, we'll say. Because that's the only way I won't, is if it's game over. You're going to have your up moves, and then you're going to have your down moves. But I think if it's going to be like this, I'd want to do it a little bit more aggressively. Especially again if things like Deutsche Bank go down, so the news gets really big. And I haven't done a Google search today for it. I've been doing that every day, just to see what new news may come up. I'll do it now here. So I've already read these two stories already. Okay, this is the Wall Street Journal. Deutsche Bank revamp pushes lender into big loss. Earlier there was, and it just seems like the news for them isn't good. But until then, I'll just keep trading coins back and forth like GRS and DGB, Litecoin and Ripple, Neo and Theta, and so on and so forth. And that'll be it. I got nothing more to go over on this video. There'll still be another video for the day. I wasn't planning on this, but decided to put it up. And I will be putting up one on gold and silver. It won't be that much longer. I'll probably record it close to 9, 10 p.m. for the final video of the night, maybe even earlier than that. Thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.